Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're just going to do a short video on one of our most commonly asked questions, and that's what type of food should my pet be on? Now when you go to a store and you go down the pet food aisle, you can see that there's probably at least 10 to 20, if not 30 choices to choose from. And which one do we typically like to gravitate towards? It's usually the one with the bag that looks really pretty and it's got a bunch of designs and the dog looks super happy for some reason because that's the one that we like. And it's usually one of the more expensive ones. And why is that? It's because there's so much marketing that goes into it, there's so much appeal that goes into that one bag, and we think that if we pay more, our pets are going to be healthier, right? So a lot of these new pet foods coming out, I haven't even heard of, honestly. There have been a lot of big players in the pet food industry that I trust, such as Purina, Hills, Royal Canin. Those are the big three, and there's a reason you see them at most veterinary clinics. The biggest issue today is there's been so much advertising when it comes to pet foods that we really don't know which one is best for our pets. So today we're going to talk about what you should look for in a pet food. The number one thing you should always look for is turn it to the back of the bag and look for an AAFCO statement. AAFCO stands for Association of American Feed Control Officials. These guys are not an enforcement agency. They basically set very strict guidelines as to what should be in your pet food and what shouldn't be in your pet food. So everyone, pretty sure without even saying their name, can pretty much pick out the one food company that does so much advertising, and I give them credit because they are great at advertising. The one that sticks with me the most is they call on the owner and they ask, what's in your pet's food? And the owner starts reading it. It's chicken, byproduct meal, corn, and they're like, what is corn? Like the face that they make, they're just perplexed what corn is. And anyways, they go into their pet food, they're like, oh, deboned chicken and raw lamb that was raised on some pasture with happy goats and other things. It's all advertising. So what is a byproduct? Byproducts are basically just secondary products that are not really seen in stores and are not sold. So it's not going to be like your chicken breasts that are really aesthetically pleasing. Not to say chicken breast isn't a byproduct, because sometimes at a manufacturing plant, they cut it wrong and then it's not aesthetically pleasing to us, so it goes down to be a byproduct. But regardless of what it is, it has to be free of any disease-causing bacteria, so you know it is safe. Now, a lot of owners are saying, well, I don't want my pet having byproduct. That's disgusting. I want, the stuff that we get at the store that we pay $4.99 a pound for. That's all fine and dandy, but I'm pretty sure I just watched you eat a hot dog. Guess what's in hot dogs, guys? Byproducts. But anyways, that brings me to my second point. The terms natural and human grade have been put on these bags, and people think that because they're on the bag, that it's such a better quality food. Human grade and natural are not recognized by AAFCO at all. So natural can be, yeah, it was somewhere on Earth. That's technically natural, right? And human grade, like I said, you guys eat hot dogs. Another term not recognized by AAFCO is holistic. Not really sure why that's on a lot of bags, but for some reason there's been a big push for holistic dog food, which the Latin meaning of holistic means whole, so theoretically they're not wrong. The last term that's always on a bag is organic, right? You go to Costco, everyone loves Costco. Everything in Costco is organic now. Organic is technically defined by the USDA. So without the USDA organic certified label on that bag, that pet food is not organic. And trust me, they're out there. We've seen them. I'm sure if you look now, you'll see that there's organic plastered on these bags without that USDA seal of approval, which is technically illegal. Another big question we get asked is, how much should I be feeding my pet? So on the back of each bag, there's actually a feeding guideline. And what people get confused about is feeding on their ideal weight versus what they are now. So if your dog is supposed to be like 18 pounds, you shouldn't be feeding them 6 cups a day. That's most likely why their stomach is on the ground. You should feed them on their ideal weight. If your pet is trying to lose weight, we can always talk about a nutritional plan. I can formulate a caloric plan for your pet specifically for them so that we can get them to their ideal weight. Another big thing that we've been encountering is this big push for unpasteurized. I'm not really going to get too far into that, mainly because most people that want to drink this unpasteurized milk and stuff haven't worked at a dairy farm. And if you look up a somatic cell count in bulk tank, you will figure out why I really prefer pasteurized milk. But food, I like to truly think of as a building block for nutrition. A lot of people don't think of it that way. They just think it's a fuel source and it's what gets us going. Food is really more of a medication. The better your food is, the better well-being you're going to be. I remember when Jamba Juice was a big thing back in like 2006. And I remember going to Union Station all the time and getting Jamba Juice. I think it was like the Orange Dream machine or whatever it was. But I thought it was healthy because it had juice in it. It had to be healthy. Pretty sure it was just a milkshake. But hey, it had juice on it, so I thought it was good. Education truly is power when it comes to knowing what is going inside of your pet's food. The last one that I'm going to talk about really quickly is beware of certain foods that are on Instagram or Facebook or you pop up on Google. I'm sure after this video, I'm going to get like 40 Google ads for homemade pet food or some weird guy out there. But there is one that I had a discussion with. It's a pet food. I'm not going to bring him up because I'm not going to put him on blast. But the food is Dr. Blah Blah's pet food. And there's a picture of a guy in a white coat and a bunch of animals around him. That's fine. But anyways, we have a couple clients on this, and there's one client that swears by him, but the pet keeps getting recurring pancreatitis and HGE. And I was like, what's going on here? So we looked into the pet food, and I like to do my background before I educate any client. So I'm not going to say, oh no, you need to switch right away. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I said, you know what, maybe it's just the dog. We'll look into what he's putting in this food. So I called the guy. He is a doctor, but he's an MD, so a medical doctor human. I asked, have you taken an animal science nutrition courses? Do you have a degree in nutrition? No. So how are you formulating dog food? Well, it's what I fed my German Shepherds for years and they never got sick, so I thought I might as well mass produce it. And it says there is a disclaimer on the bag that says, blah, blah, is not a veterinarian and you should consult a veterinarian prior to starting this dog food. But you put doctor and a white coat on and a bunch of animals around you, everyone's going to think you're a vet, right? I said, that's kind of misleading. And he said, well, it's what I know and I'm a doctor, so it works. Theoretically, that's like me barging in like a Kool-Aid man to your cardiologist appointment and doing the Captain Phillips guy going, I'm the captain now. It's not really right. But anyways, that's going to cover it for this week. If you have any questions about your pet's food, please feel free to contact us. We can set up an appointment. We can set up a nutritional consult. Springtime is upon us. It looks like it's finally going to be nice, but who knows? It might snow too. We're in Illinois. Have a great day, everybody.